The 2021 film Lamb, created by Vladimir Johansson, is based off of a couple who have a farm settled in Iceland. The couple then gives birth to a human-sheep hybrid in their barn. The origin of this creature remains mysterious throughout the film. The couple then adopts the child as their own, but sinister forces are determined to return the hybrid to the wilderness that birthed her. This leads us to some of the background of this film. The director Vladimir Johansson created the idea of this film through drawings he made in a book. The producers then ran with his ideas, and it took 5 years to outline the story, but the overall film took about 12 years to complete. During this film, the director had a vision of what the farm would look like for this film. He then created a farm made out of clay and took multiple pictures and sent it to his cast and crew, and they set out in Iceland to find something similar to the farm. Before the director had started shooting, he met with many other directors in the location to see what was expected for filming in Iceland. Johansson claimed that Iceland was very supportive of their film and any actions that were taken to produce the film. After all of the amazing feedback that the director has gotten, he is open to thinking about making a sequel of the film. Vladimir Johansson also has won awards and festivals in Europe and has been nominated for many more. Let's dive into our main points. How does the film address the notion of experimental in cinema? During the film, you can see that there are lots of long shots and very little dialogue. Throughout the film, it also showcases a small sheep child who surprises the audience once they reveal that the sheep has arms and legs. This definitely addresses the notion of an experimental film, for it is not usual to see a hybrid animal child presented in film. It is different from innovative film, as the film style isn't usual to non-experimental films. But it also could be innovative with some of the narrative and film shots that were taken in the film. For instance, throughout the film, the narrative of the story is quite simple. You know what is going on, and the plot is pretty straightforward. The way the film is experimental within the film of the narrative is the introduction of things that might seem impossible. Is experimental limited to filmmaking devices or part of a worldview? I believe experimental film is not limited to devices or of a worldview, just because of how broad your approach can be to some films. For instance, in the last scene of the film, some people can portray the ram man to be simply as what it is seen in the film, a grown-up version of the child who is the father of the lamb, while others might have a different worldview and portray it to be imaginative by the film's father actor during the scene. How does the film treat time and narrative? For the most part, this film treats time and narrative quite regular. You can follow the plot very easily, which isn't usual to an A24 film. The only time this film portrays to be elliptical is during the beginning, where you have no idea what is going on because of the cuts between different shots, until you're introduced to something that the lambs have sight of, but the audience does not. Throughout the film, these types of shots are given multiple times, as we are not revealed to the creature until the very end. How does the film depart from continuity storytelling, editing, sound, or performance? The only way this film departs from continuity storytelling is when we are shown or given hints to what the couple has gone through. We later on figure out what really happened through storytelling shots. One example of this is the scene where the child lamb is sitting in front of the child that has passed on, and the audience realized that the lamb was given the same name as their past child. Where is there ritual in the film? Are there any departures from realism? Throughout the movie, there is ritual in this film as the family takes in the lamb as their own and goes about their life. They raise the lamb for 6 months, and they treat it as if it was their child. How the characters deviate from the typical behavior in everyday life is when the sheep that gave birth to the hybrid animal continues to gesture and make noise towards the hybrid, the mother kills the sheep. Overall, this film is very interesting, and viewers are left with a twist at the end that has them asking for more.